You know who, Obaki Hunter, another surprise live stream. Ah, God, what a day. Originally, I came on here, and I guess the title of this live stream says a lot as far as my thoughts are concerned. But originally, the reason why I wanted to express this, and I'm sorry if you hear the fan in the background because it's really freaking hot today, like hot. And so I came on today. I came, Faye, it's good to see you. I came on today originally to talk about what happened to me a little over a week ago when I think I believe in synchronicity, man. Faye Okamoto is here. I believe in synchronicity. I truly do. Um, along with everyone else. Everyone else. Hello, everyone. Hi. Uh, I hope everyone's doing well. So, a little over a week ago, I had an encounter that I really did not expect to happen to me. Over a span of years, I've experienced a lot of different things, and I even did a video about my demonic possession. I don't know. I think I took it down because it was too much for me to like even hear myself repeat all of that stuff because it was just a harsh thing. But so a little over a week ago, I remember telling you folks that there was something that happened to me where I felt like I was trying to do the right thing. I was trying to be very spiritual. And the reason why I bring up Faye and synchronicity is because when I did her show about the haunted hospitals, there was that one segment. You guys remember that one segment when there was that evil? It's probably because of the solar flares, Faye. Hopefully, you guys can still hear me. Uh, but remember that face that showed up. I call it the Jeepers Creepers face. That really messed with me because when I do my live streams, for the most part, when I do interviews or I surprise you folks and I come on here and I want to share something with you, it's from my house, my room. Actually, right now, believe it or not, this camera is facing the wall where that happened, and so it started bothering me. I would interview guests, I would talk to all of you, and I have to face this wall that had that Jeepers Creepers evil looking face on it. I even shared it with Uilani, my recent guest, the spirit medium. I shared that with her, and she was giving me some of her impressions about it. Anyway, because I have done for myself, I've talk about synchronicity. Patricia is here. I've tried to help people with their homes and the things that they faced with darkness and everything too. So I figured, you know what? Apply what you know, paranormal, not really, just spiritually speaking, what you know to the situation. Try to feel at peace. Not think about that evil face that appeared on my wall because I'm sitting in front of it right now. And hey, Mace, good to see you. I'm sitting in front of this wall right now, right? And I mean, I'm not even 6 inches from this wall because I need to be comfortable when I sit down. Um, and that's where that evil face showed up, and it's evil. I mean, there's no way if I had the lights on in this room, you would see a white wall. There's nothing that resembled any of that. Nothing that resembled it at all. And by the way, again, as always, thank you for the likes because it keeps me coming back. So thank you for that. And by the way, we're up to before I say, well, I'll tell you this after. I'll tell you this after. Let's just continue on with the flow. So I played some religious music, and I started to pray, and I was asking for it to be gone. But I think because I've been so multitasking many things in my life, when I started to bless the room, I even blessed everything so that whatever these entities were could not get out of the room. Does that make sense? Troy, everyone, it's good to see you. Sista, it's good to see you. Again, thank you for the likes. I didn't give the spirit away out of the room because I was just so exhausted, from just dealing with so many different things in my life. So what happened was, because I'm telling you now what I figured out about this, and it'll lead to something else. So I get up and I leave the room. What I think happened when I left the room was that, because it happened with my original demonic possession, which I have no shame talking about because somebody should talk about their spiritual conflicts. When I went to leave the room, they piggybacked on me. And as soon as I got out of the room, because they were being affected by the prayers and the Gregorian chants and everything else I was doing, they viciously attacked me. So it kind of explains what was going on, because when I got into the living room, I went to make myself some tea to calm me down. And uh, so I was at the microwave. And then all of a sudden, I just felt everything around me and going in me and coming out of me. If you ever saw the movie Raiders of the Lost Ark, remember when you saw all the spirits that came out of the ark and they're going through the people and everything? Remember that scene where the spirits go through all of the bad guys and the Raiders of the Lost Ark at the end? That's what it kind of felt like. Like all these spirits were going through me and in me. And I've actually done EVPs in the past that are freaking scary. And one of the original ones that I did had these voices that sounded like they were. It's worse than insane. It's unsane. There's no attachment to rhyme or reason, or they're trying to rob you of that sense of being grounded. And they were all hitting me at once. This was something that I never expected. I'm sure there are people that are skeptics could watch this and say, well, you're going through all of these things. You were stressed, and then everything hit you at once. I can hear that. I also know Shibai when I hear Shibai. When people say stuff, unless they walk your shoes, unless they're on your path, unless they're encountering things that you encounter throughout your life, unless they're experiencing what you do. Unfortunately, we live in a world where everything is judged no matter what. But that's exactly what happened to me. And I'm even grateful that there are 14 people watching me right now. You have no idea how much I appreciate you, because this is just me talking or ranting. I honestly want to share something with all of you, that if you reach this obstacle in your life, that you can stop and pause and say, hey, someone else has been through it. And it didn't take, anything but having a conversation in the dark with nothing to distract any of you. Nothing to distract us. Just me talking and you sharing. That's all I need. That's all I ask for. But something did piggyback me, and it started to. I guess one of the newest phrases is punch me down. It was punching me down and punching me down. And it was horrendous. And this is why, when people tell me stuff like, oh, the paranormal, and if I hear a sound in the dark or whatever the case may be, no, I'm not afraid of that. And I always say the same thing. You heard it before, right? Let's say it together. You just haven't met something that wants to scare you. I'm the guy that doesn't always share the bright, happy messages, but I do. I remember when Mace was on the show, we had great conversations. I've Kuhao, actually all of my guests, there was always something there to look at that was good despite all the other things happening. And I swear I was like in a lifeboat and I was holding on for dear life. And then I felt like that Christ energy like around me and holding me, like not letting me fall, not letting me succumb. But it still stayed for a long time. But that's what I figured out. It just wanted to piggyback. They're afraid. They're afraid. Trust me. You face anything in your life, and I think Mace taught me this too. If you face anything in your life and you stand your ground and you believe in your heart that you're going to make it. You're going to get through whatever you're going through. It took a while for me to feel that. I honestly felt multiple voices. I heard weird maniacal laughs and everything else, and voices that weren't even like in a language that I understood. Hi, Carla. Hi, everybody. And again, thank you for the likes. So today I said to myself, hey, we're going to talk about this. We're going to be in the dark. We're going to sit down and we're going to have a conversation like we always do, right? We always have a conversation. Okay, Faye, go ahead. I'll see you when you get back. You guys can hear me. That's great. You all remember now there's a solar flare. Well, there was a solar flare, massive solar flare event that is supposed to wipe out some communications. Some of them were. Some of them were like Koneko Kid said it was it like voices overlapping and such. Some of them definitely were, but they were all trying to say one thing or another. And again, it's like punching you down verbally, just punching you down. That's the new thing, right? So today I said, well, I'm going to have this conversation with you guys, right? And then for some reason, whether or not you believe this as being true, because I do, having been in this field long enough in personal experiences in life, struggles and everything else, that when you try to do something good, you're going to get that pass interception, right? You want to make that touchdown. You want to feel your victory. You want to feel complete. You want to feel that God and everything is on your side and all of that. And then things went haywire. I won't go into the details of things that went haywire, but it went haywire. Everything went south really fast. And it felt like I was, it was like a spiritual version. I don't know if Mace is watching, but like terroristic threatening. But you can't do nothing with this. You can't report it to the police. You can't do anything except have legs for it. You need to have legs. Yeah, I know it's really bad, Kuniko. It's this whole thing with that, and the internet has been kind of acting up lately too because of it. I noticed it. I really do notice it. But hey, doesn't this make sense if I share this with you? Troy says, but over time it wears you down and it sucks your soul if you aren't careful. It doesn't matter if you're careful, Troy. I'm going to share that with you right now. These things are highly organized. They know exactly what they're doing. That's why they've been able to mess with people from the beginning. From the beginning. But yeah, you got to be careful still. But I'm just saying this. Not all bases are covered, and there's a reason why some bases aren't covered, and we have to figure it out. But maybe all of this is starting to make sense. I always say to you folks, I get downloads, right? When I talk to you, I have my downloads. So the download I just got is maybe we're supposed to experience this solar flare thing. Like, what would you do tomorrow if there was no internet, there was no social media or anything else? How would you live your life? We once did this and we did it really well. We still had things that were just not right, but we lived it really well. But what I'm saying is what happens when everything is taken away from you except you? Then what? Troy says these last 2 weeks people have been really highly unstable and at times it feels like there's gunpowder everywhere and it only takes one spark. It's very true. Mace got a hold of me and I'm going to share this with you too about a person that joined my group. I haven't really been on too much because of what I'm, sharing with you right now, and just trying to get by with it, right? Just be okay with it. But that person that Mace is talking about actually popped up on my one of my YouTube videos, and I got really angry because I figured it out. Yeah, after Mace told me to. Um, they were leaving me comments like really far out there comments, but when they mentioned, and I am not, hey Ed, haven't seen you in a long time. Good to see you. And I don't say this because I have friends that are in the police department, okay? I don't say it because of that. But this person started to disrespect law enforcement. And that was kind of like all this stuff was happening. And I'm not currying favor or anything, but that was the last straw. So hopefully I was able to remove that person. It says hide the person. I'm going to have to go back and figure out how to remove comments and everything else too. I couldn't take it no more. But this is a sign about the world and where we're at right now. This is a sign about a person that I'm sharing with you right now that lost her legs, that lost lost her way. So what's the big message here? The big message is there is big messages. That's the big message. There's really huge messages. You know, I come on here and I share my concerns because I get affected like you do with the way things are. But I'm very, thank you so much, Mace. I really appreciate it. I truly do. You have no idea. Mace took care of the problem for me because that person was on my Ghost of Hawaii. He's a damn good admin. He is. I got good mods and I got good admins. That's why they're there. I don't have to think. They do the thinking for me sometimes because they know me on a personal level. But these are people like that have lost their way. Why did someone come to me and say, oh, there's all these spirits around me and oh, I'm experiencing stuff? You know, I mean, I think that there's something wrong with her. But again, who am I to judge? Because people will probably listen to me and say, well, you know, there's something wrong with you too. Honest to goodness gracious, if I could share this without having slinged at me or anything, we all have our cross to bear. We all have our problems. Believe it or not, the side of me that none of you guys know is I sit here every day in front of this wall where that evil demonic face showed up and I pray for all of us. I do it. You know, if I'm too exhausted, it's a short prayer. If not, it's a long prayer. Sometimes it's repetitive, but I continue to do it. Because what else do you have left when the messages are so big now? Because they're getting bigger and bigger with what's going on, with what we're reading and what we're experiencing, the rabbit holes that we are led down, the rabbit holes where sometimes what happened with me, something was trying to push me down a particular rabbit hole. You know, I care. This is gut-wrenching for me because it does involve, and you're not going to believe this, I had an argument with God. I was yelling and screaming, and you may think, oh, he's a madman. But I was so frustrated because I sit here every day and I pray. I pray for all of us. I pray for myself. You know, it is a challenge. And yeah, people have shared with me all kind of things. I had my friend on the show talking about spirit guides and everything. I'm not going to say, hey, look at what I had. I had Saint Michael show up. I had Saint Raphael show up right before the possession took place. I'm not going to put that on my sleeve and say, look at me. What I'd rather say to all of you out there that are listening, look at what's going on. Because as I mentioned at the beginning of this live stream, because of the failure of, if you choose to believe, that's fine. The failure of one angel that had a big problem because he had too much sense of power and worth. Because of one angel that wanted to rebel, look at what happened. Look at what happened. If you choose to believe that. Now, do I hold that against God? I argued with him about it. I know that sounds crazy, right? I'm sitting here with all the stuff that's happening, trying to recover from that. And I'm saying, why? Why? I mean, you two have the beef. You do have the beef. The beef extended from heaven, came to earth, went into the Garden of Eden. And for those of you that even have a basic understanding of Christianity, you know what followed. But who am I to judge when we are already judging? We have screens that we look at. Did you even know? Did you folks know this part right here that I'm going to share with you? That there is an occult symbolism and practice involving scrying mirrors and everything else. You know what the scrying mirrors look like for the most part? They look like your phone screen when you're not using it. They look like your computer screen when you're not using it, your television screen when you're not using it. I'm not saying that that is the case, but there is something going on, right? Because we get enamored, we get caught up, we get swept away. We're seeking approval everywhere. Everywhere. We're looking for approval. Right? I'm not just talking social media. I'm talking about the way we're rethinking what we originally started off as that was pretty damn good. And is this part of that? Is this part of the war between heaven and hell? Yes. I experienced it firsthand. That's why I'm on here. I'll take the humiliation. I'll take the comments. I'll take them. I always have. I have damn good mods on this channel. They started off coming here because there was a beef. Look at the words I'm using, ladies and gentlemen. There was a beef. There was a fight between a friend of mine and a vicious, toxic YouTuber. And because I chose to stand by my friend, which is something, by the way, all of us did before the world changed, we stood by our people, we stood by our friends, and then there was an onslaught. I know damn well what it came from. And they were attacking me. Why? Because I had an opinion, because I had a heart, because I stood by someone that I knew was important to me. That was the beef. But I'm sharing this with you right now. Are we paying attention? Or do we wake up tomorrow and we turn on our phones again, or whatever the case may be, and we rinse and repeat until everything just falls apart? We are well on the way for everything to fall apart. I am serious with you. I am so serious with you. You know, at the rate we're going right now, like I had a conversation once with a friend of mine. I'm keeping it private. We were talking about global warming. And I understood what my friend was saying because, yeah, there are people that are saying that it's a cycle. Every so many thousands of years, the planet starts to go through a weather shift. My answer to that is, do you think we're helping that out right now with all the stuff that we're doing to the planet? Do I sound like it's like I am just some nutcake? Is it so well organized that when someone speaks up about it, they get punched down? And this time it's not just devils. We, some of us, I should say, have become devils and we punch down. And we punch down hard. So I said, well, the things that we're doing to this planet, even if that happens every so many thousands of years, you think this helps? Because we get so focused and caught up on one particular thing that we hear. And we get focused. That's just one possibility. One. Just one possibility of many. There's so many things that are igniting right now that are just so concerning. But I do believe that it deserves our attention. I could do this live stream and everybody drops out of it, right? Everybody, there's no likes or whatever. Would I still do it? Yeah. Am I some person that feels like I have to bring that message forward and take whatever comes with it? Sometimes. This is why A Talk in the Dark exists. This is what got me into the paranormal. A kid being punched down. Constantly punched down. I say graphic things like spiritual rape. And it happened. Whether or not you believe it, I hope to God that what you can do is say to yourself, well, you know, when I wear my shoes, you know, when I go on my journey, I hope that there will be someone that will understand me. Because I bet you right now, that everyone that sees this video has thought about that. I hope somebody understands me. I really do. I hope we can get to that point. And thank you again for the likes because it keeps the channel going. And before going any further, there was also something else I wanted to bring up. Right now, my channel is at 2,940 subscribers. I remember I took a break from YouTube. I just had to. I just had to step away. And of course, my numbers were fairly low, like 1,000 something. And I'm not here to, you know, um, try to be like a politician and say, hey, vote for me. You like what you hear, you like what you see, it's appreciated. But 2,940 is good. Thank you, Ed. I got your backs too. Trust me. 2000. So when I hit 3,000, which I'm sure it won't take too long, hopefully. But when I hit 3,000, I'm gonna do something. What it's gonna be yet, I'm not too sure. I'm also working on a new YouTube channel, but that one is costly. It costs money, and hey, look at my pockets. Oh, not much in my pockets. But another channel is coming. But I'm focusing on this one first. At the 3,000 mark, I will do something to show my appreciation. I never thought it would get this far. In the beginning, I was doing just excerpts of snippets of paranormal encounters because I felt like each snippet was important in its own way. It didn't have to prove itself, it was just there. And then, of course, I started doing interviews and everything else. I'm not patting myself on the shoulder, but I started to structure myself a little bit better. And I've had amazing guests. I'm not the one making the channel great. It's the guests, it's the people in the live stream, all of this stuff. It's your comments, all of that. YouTube is people based. You choose who deserves your attention and your likes, right? But it's just like anything else in the world, my friends. Pay attention. Look for the messages that count, not just me talking or whoever else. Look for the messages that count because we are in a state of concern. Pick your messages wisely and apply them to your life. I remember that old song, Love the One You're With. Love that song. Love that song. There's so much wisdom in that. There really is. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? That song came before everything else did. That song came before anything else came into the world today. And we were really sharing the stuff that matters most. Right now, I share this with all of you. We're living in the age of the magician. It's right. It's like deception, sleight of hand, making you look somewhere else, not paying attention to what you should be focusing on. That's where we're at right now. As it has been said before, do not buy the lie. Do not buy the lie. The price is too high. Don't buy the lie. A lot of snake oil salesmen out there. How many of you have had like a medical condition and you go online and you look and there's like 1,000 things? This is going to work. No, that's going to work. Is that progress, or is that us back in the 1800s with somebody in a freaking horse and carriage pulls over to the side of the road, busts out a bunch of potions and whatever else and says, hey, I got what you need. And guess what? Another spiritual download. Who's the greatest snake oil salesman of all? Who do you think that is? Who do you think the greatest snake oil salesman is? He was a liar from the beginning. Think about that. Even with the medical stuff, right? How many commercials have you seen where people say, what are you going through? Okay, you have a particular medical condition, right? And then they say, well, take this, and they show people smiling. And as the people are smiling and laughing and living their lives, they start to read off all the terrible side effects, right? Are we paying attention? I was listening to Coast to Coast last night. There's a new drug for diabetes that's been around for a while. I don't know if whoever else is out there that are listening, then you are diabetic, and an injection you take, and it suppresses your appetite so that you don't eat as much, right? Because it's a struggle, just like anything else. It's a struggle. This guy that was an expert on it came on, and he was talking about all the nasty, 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 nasty side effects of it. Really, really bad. And it's just not the typical you do something. Yes, exactly, Faye. Faye knows. Faye knows. Okay? All this stuff. Oh my God. He was talking about that, and he said, you know what it does to your internal organs? Do you know what it does? I mean, I'm not trying to make you hyper aware. But again, it's paying attention to the messages, right? What do we say, ladies and gentlemen? What do we say? Don't kill the messenger, right? Sometimes we do. A lot of times we do. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Now, I believe, and I'm beginning to apply it now, that, simple common sense, and I'm applying it. I am. I'm not where I want to be, but I'm glad I'm on the path. I'm glad I'm wearing my shoes, and I'm glad I know where I'm going with all of this. You know, common sense, right? Just eat better. Eat better. This guy really knew his stuff though, because he's talking about how the brain will at times kind of like turn against you, and it's going to tell you no, it's going to bully you. Look at your brain punching you down. Look at how your brain punches you down. No, no, no. Go eat that ice cream. No, give me this. No, give me that. And thank you. I'm going to read some of your comments because there's a lot of people commenting right now this evening, and I'm glad. I'm really glad that you guys are commenting because I like to hear what you have to say. But guys, I mean, I don't know how much longer I can do it. I'm a voice amongst billions. Billions. Ladies and gentlemen, whether you trust me or believe me or not, we all repeat the same thing every day. And we all look for what is the one thing that we look for, but we're not looking at the right notifications, looking at the notifications that come in that said, hey, you just said something. And guess what? It's important. Anyone knows Pavlov's dogs? Is that how you say it? Pavlov's dogs. I'm not calling anyone a dog. I'm saying enjoy the shoes that you wear and invite others to enjoy your journey. And if that solar flare event came and knocked out the internet for a long time, is that what it takes for us to start doing all of this again? And as what do we say in today's world? Um, it is what it is. Shibai. Bullshit. That's being a person that just gave in. You went with the defeat and you gave it a name. Why not claim your victory? Exactly. Follow your heart and your head. When the time is right, you'll know it. But let's not wait too long. Is there a spiritual thing behind all of this? Is there a war between heaven and hell? From my possession that took place? Yeah. I don't know if I shared this story with you, but after doing a presentation, Pavlov's dogs, that's it, see? Pavlov's dog. After doing a presentation for Halloween years ago, someone left me a message saying, can we get together? I don't know if I shared this with you, and they left me contact info, right? And I got together with that person. I called him up and we talked. Person was a Satanist, and she wanted to interview me. So she had rented a room at Discovery Bay. I went there. We sat down. It was for her YouTube channel. So she interviewed me, and we were talking about, good and evil. Who knows, right? I mean, why that point had to be pushed constantly? Probably because, hey, you're on the dark side. I'm trying to stay on the light side. Doesn't mean I always win. But at one point, I explained to her what had happened when I had that moment when I saw hell. And at the end, I said, hey, you know what? Thank you for the conversation. It was great talking with you. I enjoyed it. But, as far as, and then she said, well, yeah, I enjoyed it too. So as I was leaving, right? And as I was uh, going up the stairs to leave the building, she stops me and she goes, is it true what you said about hell and what you saw? And all I could do is the same thing that I do here with you this evening and tell you if you believe, then yeah. If you don't, not all journeys end well. And that's why there is a hell. That's why it exists. My life, I hope, will help others. It's a struggle. Demonic possession is not like if for some like you see in the movies. And then if you remember what happened uh, to some of these victims, they didn't make it. I've been punched down for a long time, ladies and gentlemen. But that doesn't mean that I have to take it. Neither should you. If anything that I said tonight makes sense to you, do yourself a favor. Don't sign in right away. Don't make these guys rich. I think Uilani, if she's watching, I once told her, I said, hey, Uilani, if you want to be a part of what I do, welcome to the rebellion. It's not grabbing torches and chasing the monster down to the windmill, lighting the windmill on fire, and saying, this is the answer. Rebellion can be quiet. Rebellion can be heartfelt. And now I'll read your comments. I'd have to scroll back a bit. Let's see. So, again, hello to everyone that said hello to me tonight. Really good to see you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting the channel. Oh, there's a lot of people there. I really enjoy it when the chat is there and sharing with me. Carla, it's good to see you. Good to see all of you. Troy, oh no, I read that right. Troy says, it's true that if you wholeheartedly refuse to allow the negativity in your heart, you'll be able to hold space around you. Yes. But with that comes the war. We're all part of it. We just are. We're casualties. The sun is still super active. We'll have flares for the week. Yeah, I read that. That's true though. And Troy says, but over time it wears you down and sucks your soul. If you're uncareful, I did read that too. You're absolutely right. It does. It wears you out. Let's see what else is here. Ed, again, it's good to Ed, it's been a while. It's been a long time, my friend. Leilani, good to see you. It's okay if you're late tonight. Jay, I know you were out there. I don't know if you still are. Thank you for watching. Thank you for hearing me out. Jay hears me out a lot, trust me. Troy Fujimoto for a very interesting comment. The fabric of our society is ripping apart. And lots of people are hurting these days. A little grace and kindness goes a long way, even when some people don't appreciate it. Spot on, 100%. If I could give an award for the best comment, maybe one night I will, or I'll start doing that. That would be a contender. Black mirrors, yeah, definitely, definitely Black mirrors. There's a fascinating topic about that. Let's see. Oh, Ozzy, thank you. Ozzy, I don't know if I greeted you. I'll always stand by my friends. Me too, man. I think I said something. And thank you, Ed. Like I said, I got your back. And Uilani, thank you. Always here to help you too. Uh, Jay says, hey, my man Obaki and all watching. Sorry late tonight. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Appreciate the love. Let's just give love to each other. Man, it'll make a difference if we can do it on a large scale. Fighting a good fight is hard. Ed, you're correct. Leilani says lots of tricksters. Be aware. And that's also true. And let's see what we have here. Yeah. I was talking about sorry, the drug that we are talking about earlier, the diabetic drug. Yeah, it's really bad side effect. I think they were talking about all of them. It was all put together, lumped together. Great show. You guys should check out Coast to Coast. I wasn't expecting a show that was partly based upon diabetes and the drugs involved. It talked about obesity, and the guy that was talking about said, hey, you know what? Before diabetes kills you, obesity will. And I'll take it. I will take the answer. It says I take like 7 different pills and the side effects is worse. Nature gave us everything, right? I think our forefathers knew a lot about that. Lohan says, you're exactly right on those recommended medical conditions. That's where the money is. But when people get desperate, they're willing to try almost anything. Yeah, it's a very spooky set of circumstances. Think ghosts are bad? Yeah, look at what we're doing to each other. For real, man. Lohan says, follow your heart and your head. When the time is right, you'll know it. Yes, I agree. Good things come to those who wait. And that's where I had a beef with God. I was wrong for that. And I will seek forgiveness. I'll continue to pray for you. Thank you. I need all the prayers I could get. Trust me. Right here, yes, very true. And Ed says, sorry, my brother, but got to work. Not a lot of free time. That's fine. Okay, so guys, thank you again, yeah, for tuning in and listening. I want to share something else with you before going back to this grindstone that we call modern living. If you like dark news, that one time I did it, I'm going to probably do one again. I don't think it'll be this week, but it will be next week. So I'm going to do a dark news segment. If you guys like that, let me know. Yeah, then go into the comments, leave me a reply. Don't be crazy like that other person. God, that was the things. I have to thank Mace for that because that thing exploded out of nowhere. And it just went into my Ghosts of Hawaii group. But if you like that kind of stuff, I'll pick a topic. Or you know what? Do me a favor if you like. That's if you like. In the comments section below, let me know what you would like to hear for that segment when I do dark news. And I will read it. I will definitely read it. And at some point in time, I'll do a show based on your suggestion. Sound fair? Sound good to you? I hope so. I really do. So next week, dark news. Anything else comes up? You know me, everyone. I do give you folks surprises. These live streams pop out of nowhere. Thankfully, you have chosen for notifications, right? Because you're all here, and I'm very grateful. Even if it's just one person, you got a notification. That makes me stick around. That makes me feel like you want me to be here and continue to have guests. And also, by the way, Uilani, if you're still listening, I'm going to have you on. Oh, Koneko Kid. Koniko. Apples, banana, banana, whatever. Say it one way, it means the same way. Either way you say it. Apples and oranges are both good. Anyway, I'm going to have her on. Thank you, Lauren. I care about you guys too. So she's going to be on. She did the shows on the hauntings of Bishop Museum. We have a great show lined up for you. A really great show. So what I'm going to do either today or tomorrow, I'm going to get on Facebook and message her. And I'll see what we can do as far as planning. It's going to be a really good show. Hopefully you're watching the shows I've done, the interviews. Hopefully you're liking it. Hopefully you like all the variety in what I do here. She's going to be on. It's going to be a wonderful topic. But I rather not just, I may have said it, maybe a little bit of it before. But thank you, Ed. I care about you guys too. It's going to be a really great, I felt like Ed Sullivan, it's going to be a really great shoe. It's going to be a great shoe. Look at how everything comes together. I say shoe, go on your journey, show, they sound alike. I say tomato, you say tomato, right? I always struggle with her name. And I'm pretty sure it's pronounced Neko. That's the name for cats. Look at synchronicity with that. Look at what happened a few weeks ago, right? When I was at the scene of a mass murder and that Japanese cat spirit thing appeared, if it was that. I was going to show you, but if I did, I would give away the location. And sometimes I just can't do it. Because look what happened. Crazy person shows up on my channel, right? Right? I just said that. And if you want to see some of the craziness, I tried to remove it, but it was on Weilani's one, I think. And then I think a couple more, but I removed her. I don't know what I got to do. I'll backtrack. Yeah. Get ready for her too. Get ready for all my guests. And if Mace is watching, I really admire Mace and his journey with his dog Yoshi. I really truly admire it. So I would like to bring Mace back on. And we're going to talk about that show that I've been wanting to do, Animals and the Paranormal. And Mace, if you're listening, you got that invite. You got the invite. We can do the show on Animals and the Paranormal. Thank you, Art Bell, because you were the person that trailblazed all of these different topics. I'm just taking notes. Oh, Mace is still here. Yeah, I want to bring Mace back on. If you and by the way, for a few people, Melody or I'm sorry, whoever wants to share, because my mind goes 280 sometimes. Yeah, as we say in Hawaii, just goes hyper fast. You can share your links. I think your social media. I know Mace has one for his excellent by far. And I don't give out compliments easily, but his food group is fantastic. And his journey with Yoshi, it touches the heart. Mace, I may not tell you this all the time, my friend. But all the things you share, including your struggles, they're with me, man. I mean, I sit here every day in front of this wall that had that thing in it that faced me. And I say prayers for everyone, for Mace too. He's an incredible human being, as I'm sure all of you are, with what you go through. But yeah, man, Roger that. I get it. I get your messages loud and clear, my friend. I may not say much, but I do. 808 homemade grinds. Go check that out, guys. 808 homemade grinds. If you guys are foodies, and I'm sure you guys are, and his Facebook group is growing. It's growing like we all are when we start eating a lot of food, right? Yeah, you're very welcome. So go check out him too. Yeah, guys. Whoever else is out there, if you have something you want to share, I haven't seen Irish Whiskey Paranormal. I don't know. He wants to be on my show. I haven't seen him, but I want to do a show with him. Todd and Sylvia, no, Todd Sylvia, I think his name is, Relatively Paranormal show coming up with him. Probably going to move that show along towards near Halloween. We're going to talk about interesting things, his cases. We're going to talk about the devices that he uses, including one that I have, the power station. We're going to talk with him about cases and that. He's going to be on the show as well. Matter of fact, before I go, if any of you out there want to share something with me, you don't have to be uh, on as a guest, but you can reach me at Ghosts of Hawaii, hosted by Obaki Hunter on Facebook. And you can also send me, shoot me an email because I do that all the time. And every once in a while, we get a fantastic response, like Mothman in Hawaii. That was fantastic. That came from a member of the audience reaching out and then sharing something with me. And then we did a show. And if you don't want to come on, just leave me a story if you like, and I'll read it for you. You get full credit. I don't believe in pulling rugs. I believe that we all deserve to be acknowledged. On my email, it is all lowercase obakihunter51 at gmail.com. All lowercase O B as in boy, AKEHUNTER 51 at gmail.com. Send me a message. Or you can also leave me a message um, down in the comments. I might have to revisit my screams at the H3 tunnel because I did a show entirely about that. All the comments people left, and there's new comments. So I might be reading their comments to all of you and do a show about that too. Screams at the H3 tunnel. I think it's my most popular video. It's gotten over like 40,000 views or something like that. I'll do an update on that as well. Things are coming along. Things are, everyone. Really. And like I said, you help keep me here. 13 people watching, 13 likes. Who said the number 13 had to be bad? Who said that, right? And now it's 12. Let's see what else here. Last messages. Anything else from everybody? Troy says, unfortunately, my ghost doggo Lucky has not been visiting for a while now. Well, you know what, Troy? The Rainbow Bridge must be amazing. I have animal spirits here. Uh, but I'll tell you, I pay attention to that too. They come and they share, and they still love us. And I know we still love them. And that's important. Thank you again for watching. Thank you for hearing me out. And if I said anything that helped you, you don't have to give me a like or a subscribe. If you do, that's great. If you like this kind of stuff, I'm just happy that I said something that reached out to you and made a difference. And with that said, everyone, you know what I always say. Ghosts of Hawaii, you're home for a dose of ghosts. And sometimes just really good heart to heart. Maybe we should do that more often. Until next time. Oiho. Talk soon. Good night.